Hey fishers, the reports are flowing in thick and fast at the moment, I can tell you. You may have noticed a lot of the Meter Club pictures jumping up on Facebook site. There's a lot of fishers out there chasing big fish at the moment, and there's plenty around, I can assure you. We don't get to see half of them, but we do get to see a few, so we're pretty happy with it. The Bidgie is fishing exceptionally well. You'll get a lot of cod, few yellers, not lots, but there's a good mix of trout and Murray cod. The further downstream from Wagga you go, the more Murray cod you'll catch. Further upstream you go, you'll get quite a few trouties, but that's a good mix anyway, and they're quite an active fish, the old trout cod, so good fun to catch. Bait fishing, still out fishing lures, but the lure fishermen are still starting to get stuck into it now, and they're really starting to get some good numbers of fish, so pretty happy with that. Spinnerbaits are accounting for a fair few, but one of the number one lures at the moment is the Lumo diver in the custom crafted lures. A bit of a crash dive lure, good on the timber, seems to work quite well. We're really happy with it. Some good results on that one. Now, Hume Weir, plenty of redfin. Probably quite off a frag, but not much, you know. We're getting stacks of fish down there and some good sized fish. It's going to be a hot one this weekend, so make sure you're sort of covered up pretty well. It's going to cook your brains out, to be honest with you. But according to the reports, 42, 43 degrees. Will be pretty hard out in the dams. In the river it won't be a problem because you've got plenty of shade. Trout fishing wise, Dartmouth and all those are good. I'm not sure what the bubble thing is now, whether you can get there or not, but I'm getting a good reports from the Victorians, and all the streams down there are fantastic, so it looks pretty promising. My old mate Mesa 11's been out in the weir and getting plenty of reddies and getting a good feed, so there's no shortage of that. There's a few yellers getting caught down there too, so we're pretty happy with that. Shermott River looking pretty good, high, hard to fish, but some quality fish coming out of it, so we're real pleased with that. Throwing mainly spoons around. The Yakamito spoon's pretty hard to beat, and also any sort of blade or anything of that nature will cover the options down there. Even try some of the bigger vibes, you know, they'll cover the options pretty well. Blowering, plenty of redfin coming out of Blowering, and some very nice cod and a few yellers. Now the yellers are getting caught when you're chasing reddies, casting into the rocky points, that sort of thing, in about 2, 3, 4 metres of water, sometimes a little bit deeper. Looking good. Some big cod out of Blowering. Night time's producing the odd few, but trolling through the day seems to be more productive at the moment. It's really starting to crank on that scenario, and they're getting some very good quality fish. Big spinnerbaits, big hard bodies. The old Hellraiser seems to be covering the job really well, and the 80mm hammerhead, pretty hard to beat at the moment up there. If you're fishing through the day mainly, bright colours, natural colours covering it. That late afternoon, go a little bit darker in your colour, seems to cover it. We're getting some good reports out of Talbingo on the redfin scene. Not a great deal on the trout, a few. You have to do a bit of either downrigging or lead lining for the trout there, but the reddies around all the trees and you'll pick them up, and some good size fish coming out of that as well. Tentangra, Yukonbeen, Jindabyne. I'm getting a few reports flow in from there. Lead lining seems to be the main thing up there at the moment. The fly fishermen are doing okay. Seems to be a hatch most evenings, so it doesn't look too bad. Wangler Dam, getting some great reports. It's very consistent again. Good numbers of fish coming out of that. A lot of big cod. Again, trolling with big spinner baits, casting hard bodies. Swim baits seem to be doing the job reasonably well. Daytime or night time, but mainly daytime at Wangler Dam. So as you can see, there's a fair bit of action around us, and it's looking real promising for the next couple of weeks. Hope the weather stays like this. Might be a little bit hot this weekend. This is Compleat Angler's Fishing Report. We'll catch you next week.